Great to have your company for the second day of competition at this year's Billabong Pro Tahiti. Round 2 is underway. Heat 5 hitting the lineup now with rookie sensation Caio Ibelli going up against Matt Banting, who missed most of last year due to injury. It was his rookie season. Now back on the tour in 2016 in 31st position at the moment and desperate for a big result. Matt Banting hasn't been past the third round. Caio Ibelli, on the other hand, has been one of the most consistent performers all year. So Matt Banting's going to have his work cut out here, but he did look sharp in the first round.
I know we talk about it quite a bit, but it's legit. You know, he's got so much talent. In terms of this event, cool. You got to have a good heat against Ryan. Maybe that'll fire him up.
Things getting started now. And heat 5, Matt Banting up and just working his way through some smooth backhand turns, getting a bit of tail release on that last move.
He's always loose. It just, you know, looked very free. So a couple of solid snaps.
Caio Ibelli on his first trip to Tahiti, enjoying himself. Picks off just a small little wedge there. Gets a bit of barrel time, but kicks out. Wants to get priority back.
Going for a big old air at J-Bay last year. So, you know, we forget sometimes. It takes a while to recover. And you can see it in his surfing. But he is bouncing back nicely. I feel like now more than ever, he's starting to really settle in. And that first snap was very nice. Strong, right in the pocket, threw a lot of spray. Very nice second turn to connect it. And that third maneuver, crisp again. So 3 solid moves for Matt Banting. Good test for the judges. Hey, if you're scoring moves, that was 3 solid snaps for Matt.
Who are competing here for the first time due to injury. Matt did miss this contest last year. Caio just trying to find his place out there at the moment. As we see Banting up once again, looking to back up that 6-point ride. And looking very sharp. I believe he's riding a Takoro. So getting some different boards, seeking out a nice feel on this reef break.
And the waves here in Tahiti very similar to the power in Hawaii. And Wade, he knows how to shape those really beautiful, clean lines. Great curve, and his rails are always perfect. So these boards are going to feel very smooth in these waters. You know, you don't need that fidgety release. You want something predictable, and I think that board looks that way.
Well, Matty Banting's had 3 round 2 exits this year. Caio Ibelli just the 1, and Caio, he won't want to replicate that feeling he had after an early round loss in Fiji, as we see Banting again just unleashing with these backhand snaps, setting that tail free, throwing a lot of water, looking to improve his lead by dropping a 3.5.
You just get to stay loose. You know, you don't have to sit there and wait. When you have priority, you're pretty much forced to wait for a quality wave. If you don't have first priority, you can do this right here. You know, go for a snap. He's not going to be too worried that he squandered first priority. You know, you can just kind of stay warm that way. So I think Matty Banting right now has a pretty good rhythm. With clean offshore winds, we could be looking at a really good event.
13.5 minutes to go, and a smallish wave standing up here. Caio, he doesn't want it, but Matt Banting happy to take it and just really digs in hard on that first turn. Wants to put something impressive on the board. Actually, Caio Ibelli out the back is going to get an opportunity with priority here, and having to stall, he's going to try and kick out. Almost goes over the falls. Gone higher than the 6-point ride that he had earlier on, but let's have another look at that first move again.
So that's nice. That's very telling for all the competitors watching. You know, if you do a big move and a critical part of the wave, you will get rewarded. So this is kind of traditional scoring that we see all year long right now. This is not typical Chopu scoring where they're looking strictly for barrels. Again, this is what I was talking about with Caio Ibelli. He waited for over 10 minutes for that wave, looking for a specific classic Chopu barrel. It didn't pan out. So right now, his frustrations would be running kind of high.
Forcing Caio to make a decision here. And Caio's going to let him go. Let's see if Banting can replace the 4 and push further ahead. Drops to the bottom, has had some great first turn options, but this wave isn't going to steepen up enough. He's going to kick out. So he's carrying 13ths, which obviously it isn't going to get you the Rookie of the Year title, but with some big results, he can make some huge moves up the ratings. But this man's going to be hard to stop. as he picks off his best ride to date and doesn't worry about the barrel, but gets busy with the turns and in supreme attack mode there. A number of vertical whips, carving through some of those backside approaches, and that should be a good score. Matt Banting left at the takeoff zone now with priority, and a nice little wedge coming his way. He's going to grab that rail, stall for the tube. Doesn't get very deep, but can make up some points here. Nice carve, really drawing it out from top to bottom, and then hoiking it up there on the closeout section for a clean finish. 6 minutes to go. Banting looking to drop a 4, waiting on scores to come through for Caio, and this heat is getting interesting in the final stages.
Let's see Matt first. So just a small barrel there. I don't think that's going to get the judges too excited. A nice little clean carve, and then a pretty solid snap. So I'm thinking middle of the road, Ronnie, maybe a 5, something like that. But I was really impressed by this ride. Judges have not dropped a score yet. A lot of torque in those snaps right there. Even that was pretty vicious. And then he mixed it up with a vertical snap on his backhand. A lot of whip, and again, a similar move to close that out. So again, so efficient.
But we're waiting to see. The score has come in, a 5.93, so just a little under Matt Banting's first ride, as we see Caio taking off late, gets into the barrel, was relying on just a helping hand from the foam ball on that occasion, Ross, but didn't find it.
Just a little too much side slip. You know, he needed to get those fins to connect.
Here goes the Australian. A nice clean run through the tube. Again, not getting quite as deep as he would have liked, but puts the extras on the end. His coach out the back clapping there. Seen the replay of Caio's attempt at a late takeoff here, and sometimes you can side slip into those ones, Ross, and get, as I mentioned, a helping hand from the foam ball as it pushes out.
Well, the problem was he had too much side slip going towards the beach, so he didn't get his fins to grab and get moving towards the channel. So, you know, it was unfortunate for Caio. You know, I don't know how much he could have done. He wasn't quite back out to the peak yet, so he had to kind of turn around and go really quick. He wasn't in that ideal takeoff spot, and so that was unfortunate because that was a score in the making. Live
action, and the Brazilian into the barrel, but that lip landing on the back of his head and pushing him down, doing damage in the first round. However, on today, on paper, there was some real favourites falling out of the mix. I think just based on the conditions, they certainly played a big part, as we see Caio go looking for the number on a small wave with just 20 seconds to go. He saw that as his best opportunity. Matt Banting already clapping himself onto the third round.
It's been a tough year for Matt. He's got to be on top of the world right now.
And we see another red jersey fall out of the mix, a top seed at the hands of one of those competitors, chasing a huge result to get to the top end of the ratings. A pretty close battle. Caio Ibelli only chasing a 5.01, but couldn't find it